Okay, students, I'm going to solve for the x-intercepts of an equation using the calculator. And this is explained in the notes, but I'm going to put a little different twist on it here. We are going to look at the equation negative x squared minus 3x plus 1 equals 0. And I want the x-intercepts or zeros for this problem. So I will go to my calculator, turn it on, go to the y equals screen, clear out any equations that are in any of the y equals on that particular screen, and then I would enter in this equation. Minus x, press the x squared key to put the square on there, minus 3x plus 1. So I'm going to first look at the graph, so I'm going to zoom 6 to get to a standard window. Zoom 6 gives me a graph, and I'll sketch it on here. It looks something like this. Okay, so I want to find out first just an approximate answer for each x-intercept. So to put the cursor onto the curve, I need to press the trace key. Press the trace key. Now your blinking cursor will trace along the curve. Now using the left or right arrow keys, place the cursor as close as you can to this right intercept. And look at the x value. Mine's about a 0.212. So x is approximately about 0.2 right there. Keep pressing the left arrow key around the curve until you get close to this leftmost intercept, and my calculator is saying about negative 3.2. This is just approximate answer. All right, now I want more exact answers for these two intercepts, so I'm going to use the calculate menu, which is second trace. Press second trace, and you will see that option 2 says 0. So press 2. And it's going to ask you 3 questions. It's going to ask you a left bound, and for my left bound, let's find this left intercept first. I want a number that's to the left of this approximate answer and to the right. So if my approximate answer is negative 3.2, I'm going to say for my left bound, a number that's less than that, I'm going to use negative 4, and then press enter. And then the calculator is going to have a question, right bound, question mark. I want a number that's to the right of negative 3.2, so I'm going to put in negative 2, enter. And what that does, it will place at the top of your calculator screen an arrow between negative 4 and negative 2, and it will search in between there for a value where the y is 0. It's looking for an x value where the y is 0. And it's going to press guess, ask you for a guess, and you can just press enter for the guess. And when you do that, you should get at the bottom of the screen the following answer. It should say 0, and under that should say x equals negative 3.302776, y equals 0. Again, my steps were, I typed in my equation into y1, I zoom 6'd it, I looked for an approximate, by using trace, I found the approximate value, just a decimal answer, which will help me set my left and right bound, and then I did second trace 2. I entered negative 4 for the left bound and pressed enter. I entered negative 2 for the right bound and pressed enter, and then I just pressed enter one more time for the guess, and it displayed this answer. Now I need to find the intercept on the right hand side over here, that's approximately 0.2. So I start the whole entire process over. Second trace 2, and when it asks me left bound for that 0, I'm going to say, since it looked like it was at 0.2, -1 is my left bound. Make sure I'm to the left of that 0. And for the right bound, I'm going to use +1. As long as you choose a number that's to the left and one to the right of it, you can choose different numbers. I need to be pretty close to it, but definitely to the left and one to the right. And for my guess, I always just press enter. And when I do that, let's see what I get. I got x, it says 0 again, and under it says x equals 0.30277564, and the y is 0. So there's my other intercept. And if it asks you to list these separated by commas, rounded to 2 decimal places, your answer would have been -3.30, comma, 0.30.